man. Look, to be honest, y'all ain't even on my fucking level, to be honest. Some of y'all dancing with the devil, to be honest. Y'all ain't even supposed to be here, but since we all here, let me tell you what's real, to be honest. Y'all ain't even...
What's going on, everybody? It's your boy Stefan, a.k.a. Sneaky G-Man. And I'm hanging with my boy, McClary OG.
What up?
And in the back, the Cowboy Hippie.
Fly, Eagles, fly, you bastards.
Hey, guys, come with me. Do it with me now. Here we go.
I don't even know what you're listening to.
You don't hear it?
No. I mean, I hear something. La, 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 la.
You guys don't hear that? I might need
No.
to put it on something better.
I have no freaking clue what he's listening to, Cowboy Hippie, at all.
All right. To be continued. And actually, I'm gonna take a step back because I was so impressed with the song, and I wanted to share that with y'all. I'm gonna start over. It's your boy Stefan, aka Sneaky G. Bad. Now I feel better.
Good. I feel better. I'm chilling in my backyard right now with a little fire going on behind me.
I see that.
Beautiful night.
I see that. I just want to know how the Eagles fans doing. That's all I want to know.
I got a question. right off the bat. Who won the game today between the Giants and the Eagles? Do you know? Or
I think it was the Giants, and it wasn't even close. It wasn't even close. Not a nail biter. This was finally not a nail biter, and we're on a 2-game winning streak. I forgot how that felt. I am not gonna lie.
I got to relax. I as well as I'm thinking the Cowboy Hippie got to sit back and relax and not worry about injuries, bad offense, who's going to be our quarterback. It was kind of relaxing Sunday for us Cowboy fans, at least.
Oh, that's right. You guys were on your bye.
Yeah,
you and KC was on a bye.
Right, and Russell Wilson apparently was on a bye as well this week.
Who did Seattle play?
Seattle played the LA Rams, man. Let me tell you, man. I told y'all, I believe. Hey, I want to bring this up later about the Rams. Something I wanted to bring up, and I thought about it a couple of years ago as well. I really love their coach, Cowboy Hippie. Do you feel what I'm feeling with Sean McVay?
Sean McVay is a genius.
I have a feeling, gentlemen, that in the near future, and I'm calling it now, and you haven't heard this on the news, you haven't heard this in the headlines, Sean McVay is going to be the head coach of the Dallas Cowboys in 2 to 3 years. I'm calling it right now.
No, the Rams aren't going to let him go.
I'm telling you, money talks. If
McCaffrey don't win, we're getting Lincoln Riley.
Oh, wait, what?
Yeah.
I don't even know
Oklahoma?
I don't like that either, dude.
Why not?
I don't like Lincoln Riley. Maybe because I don't like Oklahoma, but I don't like.
He knows how to coach quarterbacks. He knows how to run an offense.
I'll tell you what.
So does McCarthy.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Hey. I mean, he's been known as a quarterback guru. We don't need to fire our coach. What are we talking about?
Oh, dude, we're not yet. That's what I'm saying. 2 to 3 years. We got to give him one more healthy year. We got to give him a healthy year.
And with a full training camp. I mean, it's, you know what I mean? Like, this must have been the worst year for a first-year coach, especially with Dallas. You're always going to have the spotlight on you, that you have to deal with not only the whole COVID, but not having a training camp. And I think that's why we're starting to see players get cut or traded a lot more this year, not just with the Cowboys, but other teams, because it's like you have 3 or 4 games to show, and if you don't show it, you're on to the next one. A lot of the practice squad players and stuff like that are starting to come out of nowhere and become good players, and I love it. I honestly do. I mean, look at Neville Gallimore. A lot of people don't know.
Right,
he was our 3rd pick. So that shows you our first 4 picks of the draft were all hits. CeeDee Lamb, Trayvon Diggs, Neville Gallimore, and Tyler
still
Biotish.
I'm still suspect on Diggs, bro.
Listen, Diggs got 2 interceptions in one game. When was the last time a Cowboy did that?
Hey, I know, dude. One of them was a gift. Okay, one of them was a gift. I just think he's been okay, but how many times has he been burned, dude?
Oh yeah, he's gonna get burned. But imagine the players he's been going against. He went against all those receivers in LA, which are good.
If you're going to be
Julio
a
Jones,
if you're going to be a shutdown, exactly. If you're going to be, how did you go do against Julio? I don't.
Julio was hurt. Julio didn't score at all.
Yeah. It was Julio wasn't 100% in that game.
We didn't bring Diggs into. We didn't bring him in to be our number 1 lockdown corner. You know, he was a second round pick. I mean, for him to be a second round pick, I think he's doing great.
He's young. He's a rookie. He's learning. I like his potential. I just want to put him as a hit or miss right now by any means. I wouldn't put him in that category. Obviously, CeeDee Lamb is a hit, dude.
Neville Gallimore, it was one game also.
Right.
But, I watched him in Oklahoma. He's just a guy who just goes straight. He'll go straight, full speed, 100%. And if their quarterback is there, he's going to get him. But Tyler Biotish, man, shout out to the Wisconsin Badgers. They just breed offensive linemen and centers. Think about it.
No, I don't want to hear nothing about Wisconsin right
Shout
now.
Shout out Wisconsin Badgers. Who they beat this week?
I don't know, dude. I don't remember.
What was the score? I
don't remember anything.
I'll bring it up for you. I'll be back.
Oh, okay. Well, Ish, I want to just touch on what you mentioned earlier. You're right with the lack of a training camp. I mean, and you're talking about first-year coaches. It would suck to be a first-year coach. Yeah, no duh. Coach Judd had to wait 7 weeks or week 8 to get his first win. But I think right now our defense is playing. We're fighting. Scrappy guys. I'm really excited for our free agency pickup. Bradbury, Martinez, Frockwell, Logan. I mean, man.
You know what's crazy?
They fought hard.
You know what's crazy about your Giants team is now correct me if I'm wrong. They've been in every single game as well.
For the most part.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, the crazy Cowboy game, Dalton comes in and Gallup makes some miraculous catches.
Right, yeah.
But man, I don't remember Giants ever being out of a game this year. I mean, and like I said before, I always put them and the Eagles. I said yesterday the Eagles. I still think it's the Eagles' division to win. Still, but you guys beating them. You guys beating them today. I mean, that said a lot.
And I told you we had this was a must win for the New York Football Giants to even. I don't want to say even be irrelevant, but just to compete. And yeah, I guess to be irrelevant. And is that your dog or your neighbor's dog?
No, that's not even my dog. That dog hasn't barked for the last 2 hours, man.
And then all of a sudden he knows. He's like, oh, he must be on a show right now.
He wanted to get, it's too much for me to move around at this point, dude.
So I'm gonna go through our weeks real quick. Ash, if you could give me the spotlight, if you will.
I'm gonna mute until I talk. Okay.
Okay. Yeah, that's fine. And actually, you can leave it on, but I just want to kind of because I know we were touching on it a little bit. So week 1, Giants lost to the Steelers 26-16. Honestly, we were in it. We were in it until that sacked fumble, if you will, towards the end. We were clawing through that game, and then that kind of was what do you call it? A letdown. And we were fighting in the game with the Bears. We lost 13-17. We were driving. But we were in shock of losing Saquon. And how were we going to step it up from there? The only game I could certainly see that we weren't involved in was, the 49ers game. We lost to a JV team for whatever reason. We were in the Rams game up until 5 minutes, the last 5 minutes of the game. Obviously, the Cowboys game, we were in that too. We even had the lead. And, you guys know how I feel about it. If one of those calls, like the fake field goal or the quote-unquote pick play, or or even that holding call. If they would have made that holding call, it would have been a whole different result in that game. Washington, we won, and then the first time the Philly Eagles game in Philly. I don't have to say it again, but I will anyway. Ingram, if he would have caught that. We were one play away in Tampa, beat Washington, and now we're on a two-game high with Philly. So you're right, Clary. We were in all those games, actually, except for one, and that was the 49er game.
Right.
And that's the one that y'all should have won.
What, the 49er game?
Well, he's talking about because
Yes.
of what the 49ers
the
had.
situation.
Yeah.
Because they didn't have like their starting for
Yeah.
defense.
Right.
Yeah.
Can
I
we
mean,
talk about the 49ers though? Honestly, are they really that good of a team anymore?
How they do today?
They lost. I mean, they don't have their
Exactly.
quarterback, but I don't even like Garoppolo. Honestly,
I don't think that many people like Garoppolo.
I've never been a fan of him as well.
I mean, last year, wasn't it their running game that really beat Green
Yeah.
Bay in the NFC Championship game?
same thing for this year. I mean, he honestly, when the games he did play, it wasn't him that's winning the games. They had 3 good running backs. And they kind of run a wildcat formation with the receivers, with Ayuk, the rookie, and Deebo Samuel. They run a lot more of a West Coast offense, but a lot more, I guess, college nowadays, with the whole wildcat situation. I just feel like he's just a bus driver, but he's not even a good bus driver. So I don't know.
It makes me because Shanahan was the offensive coordinator for the Falcons when they lost to the Patriots. They were up 28-3 in the third quarter, if I'm not mistaken.
Yep.
He wasn't. I mean, he had Matt Ryan, and I don't remember seeing Matt Ryan taking the same persona as Jimmy G is right now. Meaning, I don't remember, and correct me if I'm wrong, guys, I don't remember Matt Ryan being a manager like a Garofalo. I mean, so my thing is, did Shanahan alter his offensive scheme because of Garofalo?
Yeah, I believe so.
Okay.
What do you think, Clary? I mean, I know
I'm just not a
Garoppolo
big
was
fan of
with
Garoppolo at all, man. I never was. I never will be. That you're like you said, you hit it. The running game, basically, even that his first game back where he was wearing the big old neck thing. Did you see that?
Yeah.
He didn't do nothing in the game, bro.
Yeah.
I was like, what the heck? Why is all the credit going to him? So I'm not a big fan of. But you were talking about Matty Ice. I'm gonna tell you something, man. Matt Ryan to me was on the edge of becoming great. I don't know what's kind of happened, but that guy, dude, was greatness, and a lot of people don't talk about him, man. But
he was greatness in college too.
He can sling that ball, man, and I don't know what happened in Atlanta coaching. God, dude, but Matty Ice, dude, I would love. I mean, as a fan of sports, I would love if he was my quarterback. I mean, in a given situation, I would love Matty Ice, man, back there calling the shots.
You think he'll come back to Atlanta?
I don't know, and I was going to ask you that before you asked me that. How old is what is Matty Ice's age right now? Is he?
He's probably 31, 32.
So he has a couple more quarterback good years in him, dude.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
he hasn't had a big injury or nothing like that. So,
I don't see him being back in Atlanta.
I don't either, but
I don't.
Golly.
And the only reason being is, as I fix my hat, is that the owner, he even said that he's not going to commit to anybody. I think the owner wants to have a clean slate. And to be fair, I wouldn't be surprised if that owner, who is the owner of Home Depot, if I'm not mistaken, would trade up the future for the next few years to get Trevor in the draft. I would not be surprised.
know what's crazy, Sneaky? I think they can still get a franchise quarterback if they keep losing. The kid from BYU, he might be there. Honestly, Sneaky, there might be 3 or 4 quarterbacks taken in the first 7 or 6 picks of this year.
Okay.
Yeah, unfortunately, I don't think we're gonna get him. BYU's not playing at all, right? This season.
No, they are.
They are playing.
I thought they were. Yeah,
the ones that's not is North Dakota State. Lance is the one that's not playing this year.
Right. I want to touch base again real quick on Matty Ice, and this is another Clary OG prediction. I'm calling it right now. I would not be surprised if Matty Ice ends up in New England next year. I'm just gonna throw it out there right
I
now.
can see that. I can see that.
Fits that offense perfectly, dude. In the scheme that Bill Belichick wants to play, I really think, and he knows that
he's from the area.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think he has those 2, 3, 4 more quarterback years in him. That with the coach of Belichick, I kind of would like to see him there. As a matter of fact,
I can't agree to that, but I will tell you one thing that I will agree with you on. I don't see Cam Newton with the Patriots next year.
No.
I mean, for me, it's the way they're using him. I mean, they're using him as a bruising running back, and to Newton's. We're gonna say, to give credit to Newton. I mean, he's trying to prove not only to himself but to everybody else that he can compete. And I mean, the way they're just running him like ragged.
Now, sneaky. They also, to me, that they don't have weapons.
No, they don't.
No, they don't.
Their run game is. I mean, they're one of their best running backs is Rex Burkhead. I mean, come on now.
Hey, but you know what, Burkhead? I like Burkhead. Burkhead, for me, he's that running back that he's a lunch pail kind of guy where he's a bruiser. And I mean, shout out Burkhead, bro. You had that winning touchdown in the AFC Championship game. So now, and you know what? I'll even say this. I mean, I believe I wouldn't be surprised if Burkhead is like an every down back.
They tried it. And he
I don't want to overhype him, but I mean, I'm a fan of Burkhead. I mean, and with a name called Burkhead,
I mean, Rex to go with it, you know.
Yeah,
what I mean?
Yeah, that's a running back.
I want to talk, since we're talking about the Patriots. I mean, I watched the Bucs game. I can't stand Brady. Y'all know this. I can't fucking stand that motherfucker.
How'd he look today? Hey, how'd he look today,
dude? How do you stop the Bucs?
Dude,
They have 5 weapons. 5.
Hey, Tom Brady, dude. What I'm telling you, that fool still puts up stats, man, like he's 22 years old, man. I don't know.
He's making us look bad.
God, dude,
he's making us look bad.
Now, he did overthrow a lot of players.
He did. He did.
I
watched that game.
He could have had a lot more touchdowns if he would have, especially to Mike Evans.
Dude, I love Mike Evans, dude.
Oh, yeah.
I've always liked that kid. Yeah,
A&M.
he's a beast.
It's just not fair. I mean, Mike Evans, Antonio Brown, Gronk. Who's that running back they had? They just had that 95-yard touchdown run.
Oh, Jones. Is it Ronald Jones?
My God.
And they still got Fournette is backing them up, and don't forget Bray and OJ Howard as tight ends.
Right.
Yeah. It's just, oh man.
And the offensive line is decent.
And their defense. I mean, JP got a pick today.
Hey, shout out to JPP.
Really?
I mean,
right.
An interception, if you know the story, it's not the tough. It's a hard thing for him to do.
I'll tell you what. I'll tell you what. If Beckham can get credit,
Ronald Jones, thank you,
for a 3-finger touchdown catch, JP needs to get credit for a 3-finger interception.
Yeah. Hey, and it was a tough play. I mean, how old is Pierre Paul? He's been in the league for a minute.
Yeah, for a minute.
And he's still playing. Him and Sue.
And he got a Super Bowl ring with the G-Man.
Hey, I'm not even gonna lie, guys. I didn't even think he was in the league till today.
Really?
I didn't even think. Yes,
he's been with Tampa Bay for a while,
dude. I just was like, what? Oh shit. Okay.
He's been there for, I want to say, at least 3 years.
God, dude. I mean, because obviously the Bucs, I don't watch them a lot, as well.
Yeah.
And now they get Brady, so we're gonna see a little bit more of them. But I was like, oh, there's my man. Okay, I was happy to see him.
Antonio Brown.
I know.
This is the second half of the season. I just hope that we can finish the NFL season and have a Super Bowl.
I'll tell you what. You know what? You bring that up. So we were talking on my live earlier about COVID and everything, Sneaky, and the outcomes. I came across an article today while I was watching football. I was just scrolling the internet. And if you have anxiety or any type of stuff like that, it was an article that you don't want to read.
Oh, really?
Yeah, dude. It put things in perspective and where we might be headed. Not just sports, all of us.
Yeah.
And the possibility of a 4 to 6 week complete shutdown,
right,
is crazy type of news. You know, we've been through a lot this year.
Yeah.
But imagine 4 to 6 weeks of a complete shutdown. I mean, I didn't mean to change the subject, but I just, you know, you brought up the course of the season, how it might go with COVID and how, you know, the season might get cut off here, man.
Yeah.
There's a big possibility that it gets cut off.
Well, I mean, I think, we could, I want to kind of save it for, like the second half of the show, because I mean, obviously this is something that we got to talk about, because we got a lot to talk about, for the second half. But you know, let's just go ahead and dive in it now. I mean, Texas, where we're at, we are at over 1 million cases,
right.
And it's just not. It's not fun anymore.
Well,
you know?
I think the fans are gonna. I think starting maybe next week. I don't think it's a go anymore. I think eventually they're going to shut it completely down with zero fans across the board. Across the board,
they're gonna have to do something.
You know, because I was out there at the tailgate, and you were out there at the game as well. Now
right.
they can do certain stuff in the stadium, but at the tailgate, it was like nothing was wrong, man. It was like a normal Sunday afternoon at the tailgate that I was at, and I was like, "Oh man!"
You saw what happened at Notre Dame, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
What happened at Notre Dame?
Everywhere, dude.
The
Tell
fans
me.
went on the field after they beat Clemson. That right there should cost the team something. I mean, because you're trying to.
That's not so much the.
Did you see how many fans they had at the stadium? That's a lot of people at the stadium.
Yeah,
a lot more than the NFL. How's college having a lot more fans in the NFL, and they're supposed to be more safe?
You're right.
Yeah,
and that's a good point. Yeah. And I think that's coming to a screaming halt very soon. Very soon. I think even possibly this weekend.
The Raiders lost a draft pick, I believe.
Hold on 1 second. I'll be right back, guys. Sorry.
Right. Yeah, you're fine. You're fine. No, I believe the Raiders lost a draft pick due to them not wearing their mask correctly. So if it's
so when you're on the sideline, are you supposed to be wearing a mask on the sideline if you're not in the field? Is that the rule?
Yeah, if you're on the field, if you're not a player, you have to have a mask on. And you can't have it off. I mean, they say you can have it like with your nose showing sometimes or anything like that, but they were having it completely off and, you know, still getting in their players' faces even with the mask off. So I believe they lost a 6th round pick. Which
I didn't know that. I haven't heard about that. I'll look that up after the show, but
they're the most fine team as well.
I just truly believe, man, that look, I don't think we're going to make it through the season, man. I think I don't want to be a negative or a Debbie Downer. I don't think
we will, but there's no fans. There's no fans.
It's. I'm sorry, I'm muting myself in between talking because my girls can you hear the girls in the back? Guys, this is live and this is what happens, man.
Yeah. I mean, show them the setup. I mean, there's a reason why the kids are yelling. You got a fire in the background.
I enjoyed this evening, guys. It was such a nice night, and I like to enjoy fires. I always get a fire going on the weekends, so I got a fire right behind me, and it's a nice chill night for a fire. And I decided to do the show out here. See, they're all laughing, having fun right now. But I want to say real quick, you're listening to the Truth Podcast right now, guys. If you're just tuning in, we're talking a little bit about the season, how COVID's affecting the season coming up, and what are we facing in the near future with it? Not only football, but life in general is going to be a little different. And we went through it in March to now, right?
Mm-hmm.
But this is different-ish. We're coming up with a new president. Things are going to change a little bit, and they have different perspectives as well how to handle it. And then there's the vaccine as well coming up. I mean, dude, I don't know. It's
with the NFL. I mean, I think they will fight it just because they'll say every other league got to finish their season and they got the most to lose. I mean, it's plain and simple. They do. Now, as for next season, they're already talking about how basketball's out the bubble, how they're gonna have games back in their arenas. I think they're gonna have to do what the NFL's doing. If they want to do that, there's got to be no fans.
Well, the Ivy League already cut off all sports for upcoming seasons.
Mm-hmm.
That was the Ivy League, and primarily they're not a money market anyways when it comes to sports. And money runs a lot of this stuff, man. Like the SEC, the Big 10, the Big 12, all those big conferences, man. That's how they make all their money.
Mm-hmm.
And they're all fighting it, man. I would love to be a fly on the wall in some of those meetings, man, and listen to what they're really talking about. Because at the end of the day, it's about money.
It's all about money.
And it's sad. It's a sad situation. But I think the real losers of all this, when it all comes in, are the high school seniors, the college freshmen, the kids that aren't getting the chance to play. But I think if we get through this, we'll get back to normal eventually, hopefully someday, a new normal. That's going to be a new normal, right?
Yeah. Now, I think it affects more of the seniors that are like high school, like you said, that are trying to get their final scholarship. But even in college, there's a lot of players who stayed their senior year instead of going to the draft their junior year. And that's in every sport. That guy, I mean, remember, we didn't have a March Madness. How does it affect? The draft is this week in the NBA. How is that going to affect evaluating the players?
Absolutely, man. That's huge. I don't even know how they're doing it, actually, man. Like, are they I don't even know what they're doing.
It's kind of how they did with the NFL draft, the whole kind of virtual thing. They'll announce it somewhere, and then they'll have the FaceTime with the player and stuff like that. But I believe the Ball brother is in this draft, if I'm not mistaken.
Oh, yeah. Well, no, God dang it, I can't think of the kid's name. There's a new kid on the block, man,
from Spain.
And apparently he's going to be better than Luka. I'm like, where are these guys coming from, man?
So the ball brother, I can't remember what his name is. He was one of the smartest kids, or either it's him or his dad is the smartest person to ever, think about their child's future.
Right.
Instead of going to college, he decided to have his kid go to overseas in Europe and play basketball there. Now, he can play there and get paid. And he did. I mean, I believe they had their own team.
Right.
And then he played 2 years there, and then now he's going to the draft, and he's still going to be a number one round, top 5 pick at least.
Easy, man. I think he's going top 3. I'm thinking top 3.
And don't you think a lot of players out of high school are going to start doing that now? I mean, think about it. You can go overseas, get paid, let's say $80,000, and you can easily send 15 to 20,000 home. You can't do that in college. In college, you're eating ramen. You know what I'm saying? So I think the European League is going to be a lot more in the draft than it is with other, I want to say like, the NFL had the XFL and stuff like that. So I think the Europe League is what's making a lot more superstars be known. We got Sneaky back.
Yeah.
Look, let me ask you this, man. If one of my kids was a senior and at that level of ability to play ball, and depending on your money situation, and we know most of us aren't millionaires coming out of college or coming out of high school, right? You got to think of the future, man. And I know school's not for everybody. If my kid straight up was a ball kid or one of these kids that could go play straight out of high school, we would have a serious discussion and be like, look, man, I know I want all my kids to have a college degree, but we're going to put that on hold, man, because we're going to set you up financially for the next 30 years of your life, man. And we can always go back to college and we'll do that at a different time. But I am for going forward with that. Even going to Europe or Spain and playing one of those other leagues. Absolutely, dude. You're playing with grown men, and these guys in Europe, they're not bad basketball players by any means. They play a different style, but the NBA has kind of adjusted to them. You know, they have played this style for years. What we're seeing in the NBA, they're more finesse. They seem to have a better shooting ability in Europe. For whatever reason,
they play a lot more fundamental, like just kind of how San Antonio plays their
absolutely. And so, you know, Luka was the MVP, at 17 years old or
16 years old
against grown men in a good league because they played like the divisions, like soccer. You know, you got your premier and they sub it.
He was in the Barcelona team, right? If I'm not mistaken.
That team, arguably, bro. I think they could have won 20 or 30 games in the NBA. You know, if you play a full season, they were a good team. They could have competed. A lot of these teams can compete with the NBA. I'm not going to sit here and say the NBA is the best athletes, probably in the whole world of any sport, the way those guys are built and run up and down the court and jump and athletic ability. But man, those European basketball leagues, man, are not that far behind. And you know, a lot of players go play over there and they enjoy it more. Like Marbury was a freaking legend over there, man.
He still is. He still is a legend.
Yeah. So,
well, and also if you guys remember the baller brands, the
that
3Ds,
we were talking about that. Yeah.
Oh yeah. I'm sorry, I missed out. Technical difficulties. Gotta love it. I mean, that's why they went over there.
Right.
I mean, he took his kids out of school to go over there. Now, didn't one of the oldest? Didn't he like fire his dad or something?
The one that's already in the league.
Right. But he kind of let his dad go.
Yeah.
I'm gonna tell you something though. That dad is a genius, man. I don't care what anybody says or knocks on him. That man from day one had a plan, and he stuck to that plan, man.
Yeah.
Brilliant mind. He got his voice heard. You know, he got the name out there. Brilliant man, smart man.
Well, I mean, it kind of goes to show that any kind of publicity is good publicity, no matter how you put it, because he was one of the most hated men in America, you know, by his practice. You know,
you're right. He was so hated that he was on every major show across America doing interviews. Exactly. Man. That's how much he was hated, man.
Now I got a question. With you know how we were saying with all the sports, basketball starting to become the new thing. Do you honestly think that baseball is starting to become getting lower and lower in the totem pole as kids wanting to play that sport? I know it's the easiest way to get money if you want to see it that way. I mean, a lot of players get drafted out of high school and they get, $200,000 signing bonuses. Right. An 18-year-old or even a 15-year-old from the Dominican Republic, they just became the richest person on the island. But why is it they can't find that talent in the U.S.? Why is it so easy for them to find it in the Dominicans and Mexico and Puerto Rico? But when they try to find it in the States, I mean, think about it. The top MLB players are not even from this country.
Well, the top Major League Baseball player is, though, the number one player is Mike Trout.
Yeah,
don't ask me about Trout, dude.
Yeah.
No, but I know exactly what you're saying, dude. And you know what's crazy? Over the years, I was a baseball player as well. Over the years, they have put all these systems in, all these leagues in, all these select teams in that I even 10 times more than what we had when we were kids.
Oh yeah.
And I don't know, like you said, if they're going more to other sports or whatnot. But the thing is about baseball as well that we need to touch on, when you decide to sign, so you can go out of high school, okay? But if you decide to go to college, you got to stay 3 years in baseball.
You have to.
Yeah.
So that's, I mean, I don't know if that's a big deal or whatnot, but I don't know. It's like soccer-ish. It's like soccer. We have arguably the best athletes in the world, but we cannot put a great soccer team together.
I don't know what it is.
We could put a great women's soccer team together, though.
Absolutely. Why is that?
Yeah.
We could talk all day and figure that out, and we'll never get to a probably a decision on that.
So I will say baseball is sliding. I can agree with Ish on you for a little bit on that. only because of football with its concussion protocols and whatnot. I think more parents are starting to push their kids to play more of a less contact sport, such as baseball, even basketball. Play basketball more. But as far as the sport itself, meaning baseball, with social media, with 5G, with all these outlets we have, and how instant we are, we want information and we want it now type of culture. I mean, that's why I'm guessing baseball might be on the decline. And I know they were talking about putting a clock on the pitchers.
Yeah, they started that last year.
Yeah. So, well, that shows how much I watch baseball. So, I mean, they're trying to speed the game up somewhat. I know from personal experience, I cannot sit on the couch and watch a baseball game. I just can't. I mean, unless it's the Game 7 of the NLCS, ALC, or World Series. But if I go to the ballpark and I can sit, I mean, because the games go by so quick when you're at the games. But as far as revenue from, like, say, and again, for me on a TV, watching it on the television, and to be fair with the World Series, I don't remember watching a game.
No, it's crazy. I agree with you. This is what I think the MLB needs to do now. They need to shorten the season. The season's too damn long.
Mm-hmm.
And that's when the owners get involved. They're like, money, No, bro. The season's
That's exactly
too
what it is. Money. You
damn
said it.
freaking long, bro. People get bored. I'm like you. Dude, you talk about playoffs where every pitch matters, where every swing matters, every out matters. Yeah, those games are intense, bro. Especially going down the stretch, 7, 8, 9 inning of the playoffs. Those are fun, man. But dude, you asked me to watch a 9 innings in the regular season, bro. Yeah, I'm out, dude.
And do that 162 times.
That's
plus playoffs, plus All-Star game.
But
I like the format they had this year with 60 games, 16 teams. I actually enjoyed that.
Now, can you agree with that? Baseball is the only sport where, well, I guess you can include basketball, where your 30s and mid 30s, you're still in your prime.
Well, if you take care of yourself, man. I mean,
yeah.
Well, shit. I mean, Bartolo Colon played until his 40s, and
hold on, he was never great, dude.
Exactly. Well, no, I mean, he still lasted how long in the league?
Hey, we like seeing him swing the bat better than pitch. Actually, don't tell me that wasn't some of the best shit ever, man.
No, he was great. He was the greatest Met ever. No, let me stop.
I actually was a fan of Bartolo Colon actually as well.
Me too.
So I mean, you have to be. The guy brought nothing but positive vibes and great energy to every game he played in, man. And when he would hit the home runs, dude, that was the best shit ever, man.
And if I'm not mistaken, didn't his teammates diss him or something?
Yes, they've also dissed him. Yeah, he's one of the ones they've dissed when he came back to the dugout. But I do think a shorter season. Now you're going to get into the union, the Major League Baseball union players, because the contracts are they're not going to be as big if you cut the season. So money is such a big vital role, man. But let me ask you, who is watching these regular season games, bro? Who's watching them?
So let me tell you, I will say this: when I was in Colorado, I worked in like this finance department, okay? And I had an awesome supervisor. And as a team building, we went to a Rockies game. And I can honestly say this, that, and maybe because it's the old school game, baseball, whatever, but it was a lot of retirees that were at the games. So I'm not saying all retirees or senior citizens go to baseball games, but that was pretty much on a weekday. It was like it was a Wednesday afternoon in Denver. The sun was shining. I mean, it was a beautiful day, and it was a lot of retirees that was out there. So I'm thinking that might answer your question, Clary.
It's a lot more local to me. I mean,
yeah, I agree.
The only teams that are having fans being watched from other states is probably Yankees, Red Sox, and the Dodgers. If other than that, the real fans are mostly closer into the city that they're in. Now, to me, what's also been affecting the MLB is how money controls your free agency. Now,
Right.
teams like Tampa, I think that's why I was cheering for Tampa so much this World Series, because they made it the old school way. They found those players in their organization, and they all played together great and had a good season. The Dodgers, some of those players, yes, were from their organization, but man, a lot of them were big superstars. Can you expect a team like Tampa to do that every single year, where their players, that they grew from 1A to the pros? Can you expect that every single season? Because you honestly, in the MLB, you can't. I mean, honestly, you can't.
I do think a shorter season would be more. What you're saying is, I'm gonna not move away from that, but with Tampa Bay and with these smaller market clubs, I think a shorter season also keeps everybody in the race a little more. Do you know what I mean? And that's why it's more exciting as well. And I'm even for, there's a couple of leagues that do this. I'm even for a cut season. Now, hear me out. You play 60 games or whatever you want to say 40. Okay, you play 40 games, have an all-star break. At those 40 games, you reset your win losses and start a second season.
Okay.
This makes it interesting because if you come in first place, you're already guaranteed a spot. And I'm saying is that keeps people more in tune as well, because you got your bottom dwellers, the Rangers and all those bad teams, man. Now now the fans will come back when the second season starts, or the second part of the season, I should say. Your team's back in it again. There's a new race. And I think that's something I heard Major League Baseball talking about that as well. And that's very interesting. And that will keep the fans more in tune as well, to have 2 seasons in one is what I'm saying. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And
they should do that in hockey
I think
also.
I think some of the minor leagues do that.
They do. There's some leagues that do that. Absolutely.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. And that minor leagues do it more because you're switching so many players in and out through the season, and it kind of makes it more fair and levels it out. But I think MLB needs to go to that as well, to when your team is 20. Dude, you got teams that are like 40 games behind first place by the end of the year, bro. Who's watching? I mean, no one's even watching the Yankees anymore. Who's watching that team that's 40 games behind, bro? You know what I mean? Nobody.
I would say shorter season, instead of 162.
I say like 103, 109.
I would say like 120.
I'm
kind
cutting
of like
it to 50 and 50. I want to go my rule, 50 and then 50.
See,
So
I'm
what's
thinking
the point of the All-Star?
I'm thinking, well, I mean, it's the All-Star game. Yeah, because that's exactly what the Pro Bowl is, even though they're not having the Pro Bowl this year.
Well, the All-Star used to be who would have home field advantage in the World Series. They stopped that
They
about
actually
4 years
changed
ago.
that. Yeah, they changed to do that to make it worse.
So to me, it kind of ruined the All-Star game, especially for the MLB, because it's like, what are you playing for?
Well, the fact is that one of the reasons why they did that was because of that tie.
Right.
That they had a few years ago, that 7-7 tie, which I thought was crazy. So, for example, the Pro Bowl, the motivation to win is money. I think first place gets like 32,000, and a player 32. They get, I don't know, they get some kind of bonus that I probably won't make in a year.
Who's ever watched the Pro Bowl, by the way?
I've watched the Pro Bowl.
I have.
You guys are silly, man.
It was better back in the day, honestly.
Hey, listen, I'm gonna be honest with you. I watch the Pro Bowl. I watch CFL, AFL.
I do watch CFL.
I mean, if it's football, I'm at least gonna watch it. And matter of fact, Nick and I, when we were in Washington, we went to one arena football game. It was like the United Football League or some weird league where that was the time when T.O. wasn't playing in the NFL anymore, was partial owner of a team. And the funny thing with that, he didn't travel with the team. He only played in home games.
Oh, I remember that. I remember that.
How much of a diva? Yes, I'm saying it. I have no hate on T.O. whatsoever, but that is a diva move to not play in away games. Well, he was partial owner. I guess he can get away with it. But can we? I got it. Okay, I want to throw this out there. This Tuesday, I'm going to be at Dickies. What is it? It's Dickey Arena? Is it
Dickey Sports Arena?
Dickey Sports Arena for the unveiling of the new indoor lacrosse team here in Dallas, Texas. And I cannot tell you how excited I am. Now, I wanted to bring the GM on the show today so we could get Cowboy Hippies, what do you call it? Tryout. I would say I'm gonna talk to him. I'm gonna talk to the GM on Tuesday.
We might have to put a hold on that tryout.
Well, just stretch. You'll be all right. Just walk it off.
I did 3 laps with my kids the other day, and
yeah, you'll be fine. You'll be fine. Get a Red Bull. So I'm gonna get to then. I'm gonna talk to him. I'm gonna put in a good word, and I'm just gonna say strength and speed. That's all I'm gonna say when I see him. And I'm gonna be like, he is. I said you wouldn't want to see underneath his shirt. You will see a 6-pack.
If you want to call it a 6-pack,
I'm not saying you had abs. I'm just saying a 6-pack. You know,
probably a keg.
Like you got like the nipples of a kitten. You know, I don't know if you ever milked a kitten. I'm sure you can.
Shout out, Meet the Parents.
But I would love to see you in a goalie's outfit, getting balls to your face.
You want to see balls in my face?
You like balls in your face, bro.
Balls in your face.
Those goalies in the cross, they do take balls to the face, though, man. Or what are they called? Well, are they even called balls, or what are they called?
I don't think they're called balls. No, they're not called balls.
When I used to play, we called them. When I used to play, we called them baskets.
Wait, what? So what's nalgas? What's nalgas?
Balls.
Turn around and show us.
Oh, okay. No,
nalgas is your ass.
Yeah, turn around. That's why I said turn around and show us.
Nalgas is your okay.
Yeah.
Oh, matter of fact, somebody. I think it was it Loop 19? I don't know if he's still on. He wanted me to call you guys putos, and that's saying that you guys are awesome.
Yeah, it's all right.
Okay.
Thanks, Loop.
Okay.
What's up?
I think that's what it was. I don't know.
Hey, I gotta say something real quick. I know we're at the 45-minute mark, and we don't talk much about it. I want to say congratulations to Dustin Johnson. He won the Masters today. During this time of COVID and everything, it was just something else that was remarkable what he did today. I watched the Masters every Sunday, the final round with my brother, and this year was a little different, and it was a little emotional. And I want to say, man, that I laughed, I smiled, and I cried throughout this Masters tournament today. And these times, don't take everything for granted. Don't take anything for granted, guys. That's what I'm throwing to all you all out there, man. These times are very few and come. And my brother, we live in different cities. He was in El Paso, and I'm out of Fort Worth. And so every final round on Sunday during the Masters, we would sit and talk on the phone and talk about it. And so this year, just reminiscing more on stuff and thinking about those good times, man. It was awesome. I thought about it, the Masters alone. What sports does to us sports fans is it brings back good memories. Is what I'm trying to get at. And this tournament with Dustin Johnson winning this year, it brought nothing but good memories from my brother, and that's what I'm going with. And I wanted to hit base with that, man. And plus, it was the Masters, and congratulations to Dustin Johnson for winning it again. It's the second major, it is second Masters title. But I just want to throw it out there and let you guys know, nothing in life is easy, but take everything in, man, for what it's worth, guys. But it was an awesome tournament during COVID.
Yeah. Man, thank you for that. Because
sports is just more to us sports fans than just sports. we relate so much with it. You know, we relate so much with things that come in sports. You know, some of my fondest memories are watching sports, like watching I remember where I was, Sneaky, when I watched the 1986 Boston Red Sox go between the legs of Butler. I remember where I was because my whole family was Boston Red Sox fans. And I remember the family cheering. I mean, not cheering, but yelling, upset. And the World Series is over, and all, you know. But yeah, you know, you and I know you as a Giants fan, you remember where you are when certain things happen during the Giants games. You know, the Super Bowls, where you were, what you were doing, who you were with. Those are all fun memories, man, that you can't take away from us. You know, and that's what I'm going with. How sports means so much to some of us.
You know, it's it brings people together.
Absolutely.
I mean, case in point, you and I.
Right.
We, you know, it brings everybody together. And you're right, every day is not promised. That's why they call the present a present. Every Veterans Day, every Memorial Day, my wife will make like some kind of pie, apple pie, pumpkin, or just something. Actually, this year she made like a coconut. And, you know, I reminisce about people, my friends who aren't here with us anymore, soldiers that's passed. And, you know, you got to make every day count. You got to. You got to have that understanding that, you know, nothing's promised. And especially with today, with the anxiety that brings with the pandemic, and just we got to celebrate every moment. You know, when my brother and I, we're not as close as I wish we were. I'll share that with everybody. But damn it was good to have him over last week. Right. It was good to have him at the house. It was good to to spend time. And that's the one thing that I want people to realize, that with the Giants fan base, I don't see us as a fan base. I see us as a family. And sometimes the one thing, and I'm going to go on a little tangent here, guys. Just let me fly for a sec. Philly fans, no, I'm not, no pun intended. We lost a Giants fan this week, and with all what we're doing with this podcast, with our TikToks, with Instagram. Now, I have my Twitch going. I want to meet everybody. You know, you want to have that opportunity to meet people, and this is one that I regret not meeting. I love the Giants fan base. Denver, I love you guys. You know who you are. Dallas, the Big Blue Wrecking Crew, Dallas Metro, love you guys. Chicago, I hit up Chicago, Phoenix. We lost a good brother, a GFAM member, Pat. Damn, man, I wish we would have talked at least once. I wish I would have.
He's listening to you right now, brother.
Yeah, man. It sucks because he's a really good dude. I never spoke with him, right? But from his pictures, he was loved. And I'm getting emotional because I didn't have the opportunity to talk with him. And it's a regret that I have. And with me, I try and find the good in everything. And the only good I can say is I'm going to do my best to reach out to people. That's why we have this podcast here. Reach out to people, it was a really cool dude, and I miss an opportunity. And for him, I'm going to ensure that the opportunity doesn't happen again. I mean, it's going to be tough. I can't talk to every single Giants fan out there. That's not going to happen. But Pat, you were loved by many, and you're going to be missed by many, many more. Godspeed. And I kind of want to like end the show. I just want to give them one, a let's go Giants, but I'll wait. I'll give him a shout out before we sign off.
Here's the deal though, Sneaky. I've talked about this before with you and Cowboy Hippie. I know. So growing up, we listened to games on the radio. That's how we listened to the minors. That's how we listen to away games. So there's always a moment of my day watching the Stars or watching the Cowboys. I come outside and I listen to the games on the radio. And not only do I listen to my dad now, I get to listen to it with my brother as well. So, and those are badass memories, man. And I spend a quarter out here with them. And I know they're watching with me, man. They're probably cussing at me and telling me.
You told me that. You told me that before.
Yeah, so I come out here and I spend a quarter with them. And that's just to reflect on good times, man.
Yeah.
It's nothing but good memories. And you gotta remember that, man. When someone passes on, you gotta think of is the good memories, man. The laughs and the hugs and the drinking and the cheers and the chugs. Those are all badass memories that we make along the way. So that's what I did today. And there was a couple of moments during the tournament. I was like, oh, man, I miss my brother. I'm like, shut up, Mark. What the hell's wrong with you? My brother would be punching me in the back of the head for that, bro. So, we live and we learn. I'm telling you, that guy's listening to you right now. I don't know who he is, but he sounds like an awesome dude. But sports really does bring a lot of us together at the end of the day. And a lot of our memories are based on sporting events.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
So,
yep.
Cowboy Hippie, chime in on the 86 Red Sox, man. I know you want to say something. Because you weren't even born yet.
I wasn't even born. I remember the 04 was World Series.
Well, yeah, dude. I got a baseball signed by them.
Yeah. I'll always remember where I was at. I was watching it with my mom on the speakerphone when my dad was working because he's a huge Red Sox fan. So, the only thing he heard was me and my mom just screaming.
That's awesome.
Yeah. Shout out Terry Francona. He'll always be one of my favorite coaches.
Oh, man, guys. Hey, man. I appreciate the show today, man. I appreciate letting us talk about that. Sneaky getting emotional there. All right.
I know. Hey, that don't happen. That don't happen.
We can start closing out. You got the floor, Mark.
Yo, guys. So I'm just going to touch base again. In honor of my brother.
Take your time. Take your time.
In honor of my brother, I want to say that this was a kick-ass Masters, bro. And we're gonna watch many more together, man. Much love.
What's up, everybody? Just want to say thank you for joining the show. Thank you for spending an hour of y'all's day just talking to us on the messages and just hearing our voices. It don't matter if it's 5 of y'all or 30 of y'all. We love every one of y'all. Just wanted to say a shout out to all my brothers and sisters out there who are serving or who have served. I just want y'all to know your stories will always be told. And depression and anxiety, it's a thing that's hard to talk about, but I just want y'all to know that I'm here to talk about it with you. So much love, we them boys, and we'll see y'all next week.
I want to thank everybody that joined, and Pat, yeah, bro, rest in peace, brother. And the one thing that really just kind of gets in my mind a lot is that, you've never seen 2 pretty best friends. You know that? There's always an ugly one. There is always. You've never seen 2 best friends. 2 pretty best friends. Guys, I don't care. That was funny. I cried enough. Mark cried enough. Ish was the only strong one. Go figure. Go figure. Giants won today. Philly sports guy. He's going to do what he got to do. Philly sports fan. He's going to do what he got to do. And I also want to bring to attention that since this whole pandemic, Ron Jeremy, can you believe it? He's in jail right now. Google it. That's all I'm going to say. Yeah, I'm trying to be, I don't know. Today was a weird day, I guess. Anyway, love you guys. And Pat, this one's for you, brother. Let's go Giants. Oh!